Hi everyone. Today's video is going to be quite a bit different for me. I'm going to make a interactive card, otherwise known as a kinetic card, and I believe this one is called the Secret Panel card. I've got a birthday coming up for an 18-year-old boy, so I thought I'd make something that would make him have to work for his money. I've cut some toppers, which I'll go through with you in a bit. You're going to need a ruler, a craft knife, a scoring board, and we've got all our pieces cut out, which I will go through with you. But the main element of this card, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 12 inches in width by 6 inches deep. You can make this bigger if you want to, but you would need to work out your mats to fit whatever size card you're going to make. I'm going to take in my scoreboard and we're going to score this. So along the long side, we're going to score this down at 3 inches, 6 inches and 9 inches. And then we're going to fold and burnish those score lines. And at this stage, I would score them back the other way as well. And all we're doing is breaking down those fibers so that the card will move freely. So this is what we've got, a card that will move quite freely on the score lines. Turn your card around so that it's long ways. Take in your ruler, and you've got your first panel. You want to measure just past the score line. You want to put a little mark at 1 inch and at 5 inches, and put another mark at 1 inch and 5 inches, and then we're just going to join those up. Just going to run our pencil across and join those up. So now we've got our first panel, our second and third. I've got these pencil lines, and our fourth panel is free. So again, with your ruler, place it on the score line. And with your craft knife, we're going to go in. So you've got your first panel, then your score line. So go past the score line and just cut up to the last score line. Don't go past it. And then we're going to do exactly the same on this end. So past the first score line, just literally past the first score line, right up to the last score line. And now what we've ended up with is this shape. So we've got our flappy bits like so. Just going to rub out those pencil lines. So at this stage you could choose either whichever side you want to be the front or the back. You are going to need to cut yourself another pieces of cardstock, and these measure 3 inches, but I would actually cut them 1/8 before the 3 inches by 6 inches. And all we're going to do with these, you're going to need 2 of those, and all we're going to do with these is we're going to take the first one underneath and bring it so that it's over the top of the bottom. I'm going to get that nicely squared up. So that's our first piece. Then our second piece, if you start, place it underneath. So we've gone underneath, we're going to go over, so we're going over the top, and then we're going to go underneath the bottom. And that's all there is to the actual base of this card. You can just give this a little wiggle around and make sure that everything's working nice. And at this stage I would give everything a really nice burnish down. Move it around in all different ways. And that just makes things easier when we get to the end. Okay, so now it's all about decorating. You're going to need to cut yourself 4 pieces of pattern paper that measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we're going to have one there, and I've cut a different pattern for the other side. So there for the back. Then you're going to need to cut yourself 8 pieces of the same pattern cardstock, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and these are going to go one there, 2 on the back, which is 4, and then we've got 4 left for our secret panels. And then the last thing you're going to need to cut is 16 tiny pieces that measure 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 inches, and these are all going to sit along these bottom panels. So if I get those first ones stuck down, and once you've done all your cutting out, it seems a lot of cutting out, but once you've done all your cutting out, it's actually really quick to put this together. So on that one we're going to have the arrows looking down. You can choose different pattern papers for each section if you wanted. You don't have to go with all the same. And this one's going to go about there. So that's the first 2 down. I'm then going to take in a different pattern of the next size down. I'm going to place 1 there, and then this one here. This is why I cut everything out prior to making the video, because I thought it would be such a long video if you had to watch me cut everything out as well. So that's this side done. I'm going to turn that over, and it doesn't matter whether you turn it that way or that way, and do exactly the same to the back. And that one can go there. So if we turn that over and give that a nice press down, we've already now got 2 of our sides decorated. Just having a look to see what I want as the front. So I'm going to choose this side for the front of my card. When you pop your fingers in between this layer here and pull open, we've got these panels to decorate. So we're going to do exactly the same with them. So there's less panels now because we've only got the two bigger panels. And I think I might change them up a bit. Put one of either on either side. Now for the cardstock, for the base, I wouldn't really go any thicker than maybe 160 to 220 GSM. And the reason being, adding all these mats, it's just going to add to the bulk. One down there and another one just there. Okay, give that a turn over and just give that a nice press down to make sure we've got all those. So we're going to close this back up and we're going to show you where we are with this. So this was what we started with. We turned it over and we matted the back. When we brought this in, we opened this out. We can have more sentiments on there. But the secret panel within this card, for me, is when you turn this over completely, with both the same, and then the secret panel we haven't covered. I'm going to glue number 1 there and number 8 there. So if I quickly do that, so there's our number 8, there's our number 1, and then I'm going to have Woohoo. So if we pop that exactly level with that one, Celebrate. I would keep turning this over and keep pressing things down. So we've got, when it stood up, that's how it would look. 18, Woohoo, Celebrate. We're going to open this up and this is going to say Happy Birthday. At the moment, that's all I've actually stamped and heat embossed. So we open that back up. 18, Woohoo, Celebrate, Happy Birthday. I'm going to turn this over and we're going to open this out. And I will put another sentiment there and there, remembering to have it the right way. And then when I flick this one up and open out the 4th panel in this back panel, I'm not going to cover. I could cover it because I've cut enough. What I'm going to do on this back panel is slot some money within, so they've really got to work to try and find the money for this card. Yeah, I hope I've explained it properly. I hope you'll give this a go. It's really difficult to try and explain as you're making it. So if we just go over that one last time, this is how they would display the card, like so. This center panel actually encourages you to want to open it, and it says Happy Birthday. But then the secret part of this card I'm going to have to, most probably down here, put turn me over and then some arrows to pull me apart. We're going to have another sentiment on those two. And then flick me up and open the center. Interesting. Anyway, I will finish that card. I will put a photograph at the end of my video of it finished. Hope you've learnt something. Hope you enjoyed my little video. It's a shame I didn't cut out enough to finish it completely to show you, but I'm sure you get the drift. Yeah, so that is actually the secret panel. There we go. Anyway, thank you for watching. And until the next time, bye for now.